Lance Armstrong has been stripped of 7 Tour de France titles, and now it turns out that the International Cycling Union has come out against him. In fact, the UCI president, Pat McQuaid, said the following: "This is the biggest crisis cycling has ever faced." Tone it down, tone it down. Now, look, the doping allegations seem to be true. It turns out that some of his former teammates have actually testified against him. He has done these, tricky-pizzicky blood transfusions and everything. So stripping him of his titles is fine. But everyone is overreacting, and everyone needs to just calm down.
we need you to stop that party attitude, okay, and get indoors. Okay, now, look, biking's not that big a deal. Now, biking fans will flip out, right?
Yeah.
But Lance Armstrong is a huge celebrity, so that's why everybody's flipping out. And so,
I get it.
So it's kind of funny when they say this is the biggest crisis to ever hit bicycling.
Yeah, here's the biggest crisis. If like a group of cyclists get run over by a train, that's a crisis, right? But in this case, he was doping, just like players in baseball and other sports. They dope. I mean, I'm amazed at how shocked everyone is every time this kind of stuff gets revealed.
Yeah. No, but it is a huge crisis in bicycling, which sounds funny every time, sorry. Because they're all doping, and it's obvious, and all the champions were doping. So, you know me, I think they should just let them dope. Okay, just be done with it. Who are you kidding, right? And I say the same thing about the NFL. Like, those offensive linemen aren't on roids. Go, right? So stop with the shocked and chagrin stuff. But, that being said, it's a big story because everybody believed in Lance Armstrong. Now, to me, it shouldn't affect his charities at all, but I'm afraid it's going to, right? I don't want it to, because the charities are great no matter what, and it doesn't really matter that Lance Armstrong, whether he cheated in cycling or cheated on his 9th grade exam, I don't really care, right? He's still fighting cancer, and that's a terrific thing. So I hope it doesn't spill over to that. And so now because of this crisis, if less people watch cycling, well, that is going to be a problem for them, because then they might go down from 3 to 2 or maybe even none.
Quick question: if you could trade places with Lance Armstrong, or if you're born,
great question.
Okay, you're a zygote, and God tells you while you're a zygote, here's the path in life that you can choose if you choose it, right? You can be the next Lance Armstrong. You can be tremendously wealthy. You get all the babes. You get everything you could possibly want, and then in the end, your legacy destroyed. Would you do it?
Okay, so let us go to Zygote Jenk for that answer. Okay. Okay, now, by the way, he also had testicular cancer, so he's been through a lot.
He has, and by the way, we got to give him a tremendous amount of credit for that, because he was a fighter. He did beat the cancer.
Think about what a fighter he is. Not only does he beat cancer, but he beats all these roid testing for all those years. The dude was doing blood transfusions. That's some serious stuff, man.
Yeah.
If you told me go do some blood transfusions so you could be a test, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not that into tricycling. I'm gonna go do something else.
Yeah.
Okay, like bowling or something.
Tricycling.
Okay. Anyway, I'm being a dick about cycling. I'm sure some of you love it. Anyway,
Dave
come
Fuller
on.
being one of them.
The biggest event in the sport is in France.
You're the worst. You're the worst.
All right. I mean, they're literally riding bicycles around. Okay, we used to do that when we were kids. Anyway, sorry, my bad. Would I take the zygote deal? I would, definitely. Okay, but as but you got to keep your perspective, right? Because he's got to be feeling horrible now. He had so many literally ups and downs in his career. They go up and down the mountains. Okay. Anyway, but in the end, you got to remember the context, right? You're better off than 99.99999% of the world because you're stinking rich. Forget the shame and this and that and la la la. Don't forget, man, most people have trouble putting food on the table. They got the enormous stress of trying to figure out how to feed their family and pay the bills, etc. I mean, you can worry about your problems in your mansion. Okay, so would I take the deal? You'd be crazy not to take the deal. I think zygotes everywhere should accept that deal.
I have to be honest, I'm not sure I could take that deal. And I mean, as a zygote, can you really understand the concept of respect? I don't know. So could you make an educated
Of course you get. You're a psycho. You don't understand anything.
No, I'm messing around. But look, I think a lot of people would agree with this. We have an obsession with respect, right? We like to say that we don't care what other people think and that we can live with, the money trumps the respect and who cares. But at the end of the day, I'd much rather be respected than be a millionaire. I'd rather be comfortable with the amount of money I have and respected than be like a multimillionaire and not respected at all.
You know why? Because you're already comfortable.
Yeah.
If you weren't comfortable with money, you'd have a different thought on that.
Right, but I mean, what I make is very different from what Lance Armstrong makes.
No, I know,
and
and it's
his
a fair
quality of
point.
life is still better than mine, right? But at the end of the day, I would prefer my, decent quality of life as opposed to his lavish
That's
lifestyle.
very fair.
Yeah.
But if you're under a certain amount,
Yeah.
then it becomes a lot less optional.